Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Stardust Hour. We have a big celebration today. It's not only about you and me, it's about a radio show we recorded exactly a year ago with a very dear friend of mine who is coming back now to give us an update on her own Stardust story. Moni Rodriguez. So welcome.
Thank you, Marina.
A year ago.
Yes, just a year ago. Isn't it amazing? It's amazing. It's incredible. I just realized what a synchronicity we have today. So thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate what you're doing for the world and your passion, because I'm all about passion. And we were talking about self-love and to love yourself or not loving yourself. And last year for me has been a journey back home, journey back to love, authenticity, and even more joy and passion and inner peace. And that's where I am at the moment, doing more of the work that I came here to do, and connecting to what we truly are, really, because I heard so many stories about knowing yourself, and I think we were talking, you and I, about you need to know yourself. No one can tell you who you are. And
I also feel that you should not expect somebody to knock on your door and tell you, look, you have all these abilities, you have this potential, because all you could think perhaps behind that door, before you open that door, is all about what you don't have, all your challenges. But once you open the doors into your own heart, something magical happens, because those doors are the doors that they never close again. No. So you open the doors into your own heart.
Yes.
So tell us what happened since. What had happened since last year when I interviewed you?
Wow, I think, I have been always very in touch with my heart, but I think I was scared to open the door or to open the box, the Pandora box. And because as you say, I mean, it's going back to authenticity or who you truly are, to your truth. I would say I don't believe anything is difficult. It's how you want to make things. But it's challenging because you embrace your, I call a lot about shadows or ego, but it's more about facing yourself in all your beauty and fears. And it's a journey of, really, for me, was shedding all the layers. So I lost weight. I lost 12 kilos. By the way, it was just a metaphor, because what I lost a lot of negative beliefs, fears, prejudice about myself. And the more power I was taking, the better I was feeling about myself, and the more my external world was changing. So we are what we project. We are mirrors. So what the universal life is bringing you is just a projection of yourself. So I started to really speak out and really share my voice. At the beginning, I thought I had nothing to say, but I believe everyone have something to say. Like Marina is helping everyone to speak their truth, and I believe that the more you step up into who you truly are, the more you can really be of help and service. So what I decided is surrender to the universe and be of service, and with the example, because I believe about leadership, but it's inner leadership. So it's just leading by example, becoming the best version of yourself each single day. And that's what I started to do, like really losing all the fears, losing the weight, speaking more on stages. Releasing. And I like the releasing all the things that were not part of me, of my authentic self. And I think the more you expand your heart, the more you connect to the truth and the universe and the whole, because I believe you and I are the same. We are one, and that's where we are going. We are going to support each other more and more. I believe that's the only way to, I think, create a different reality for everyone in this world. So, yeah.
So I know there were challenges, massive challenges you had to face and put your name on the outcome.
Yeah.
So you become the cause of your own life instead of being the victim.
Yes.
So how that feels? Tell me what has happened.
Yeah. So for me, everything that happens to you, you have, or you can go into that victim mode or to the superhero mode. I believe that I never believed in victimism. I think about taking responsibility, that whatever I realize is happening to me, as I told, it's a projection, it's a mirror. So I realized, obviously, I divorced last year, which was, I made the decision, but it was not in integrity on who I truly was and who I really wanted to be with. And that was one part of the story we all have, like, but I believe, like, when you want to build a sustainable relationship with someone else, you need to have the strongest relationship in your life, which is with you, and to be whole within you. And for me, last year was all a journey of wholeness, of bringing back balance. We were talking about balance. I heard someone talking about balance, and balance for me is balance with my both sides of masculine, feminine energy. Once you are whole within yourself, the things that you project are not that energy of neediness. You just give from the overflow. You give, you have your heart open, you have unconditional love for yourself. Therefore, you start projecting that unconditional love to other people around you. So what happened to me is I started to feel unconditional love for myself. And then everything else around me was love and unconditional love. So many codependencies, like relationships, codependencies of food, emotions went away. So yeah, so many other things that started to manifest, and I realized that I had the power to create the life I wanted, that this place that we live in is just an illusion, and you can create your own movie or your own success story. So that's why I'm starting to do even more and more, and will continue doing, yeah.
So, of course, this is just the beginning of what's next, and I just wonder, how do you see, while building yourself up, while people are talking about purpose, and most people are wondering, what is my purpose? I don't understand. And I'm thinking, well, really, you are your purpose. Your only purpose is yourself, to become the person who can, to become the person who can fly from where you are to where you want to be, because this is the reason. There is nothing, absolutely nothing between where you are and where you want to be, so you could grow your own wings. And I know it's a tall order for some people who want a very clear path, but clear doesn't mean you know what clarity means. When you go to work and come back and wake up in the morning, go again back to work, and you only want to pay your mortgage or put food on the table for your family and yourself, that is amazing. But what about your purpose? What about who you could be? What about your existing talent? Would you like to master it? Your talent at the end of the day is something that was, you are custodian. You hold that talent. It was given to you in trust, so you can master it and give it back into the world, bring it back into the world. So what would you say is your unique talent that you are mastering and bringing back into the world for everybody who needs it, to have more light on their dark hour?
For me, it's all going back to the feeling of unconditional love. But the most powerful feeling that for me is bringing that connection with yourself and with the whole, is opening the doors to the heart. And for me, since I was a child, I always was writing poetry about joy, and I feel joy is really something that I want to see in the world. For me, is liberating the soul. So I feel like when you don't have the clarity, it's because you are not spending enough time with yourself. So you need to know who you are, as we were discussing, but how do you do that when there is so much external noise, when you listen to everyone else's opinion about what you should be doing or not? So it's going back into identity and knowing what the identity of who you truly are is, which is basically whoever you want to be, you can become. And there is that innate talent, as you say. I'm very empath. Even from last year, I became very much stronger in my psychic abilities and my intuition. And I think I utilize that to be able to see through the pain on people and be able to transmute any energy. So I have made abilities on knowing certain mystic things like alchemy or tantra and all these things. So for me, supporting especially women, because I'm a woman and I took that journey myself. I think men also get support once women are in their inner power. So for me, it's just bringing those knowledges, that intuition, and bringing women back, igniting that power so they can be in ultimate joy. And from a place of joy, you lead your life. And from a place of ultimate passion, I come from the Mediterranean, so I have a lot of passion, but also bringing that passion in a way that it's helping you.
So all men on this planet have to be absolutely grateful to you, Moni, because you bring the feminine energy to the highest level.
Yes.
And joy is something that both men and women could negotiate.
Yeah.
But for women, I think it's a natural state of mind, if they allow it.
Yes.
So what do you think is happening? What is possible when people accept joy as a state of mind?
For me, for women, I think, again, I hear this week a lot about receiving, and naturally women are, I would say women, but the female energy is the receiver, or that polarity, and that's what in the world is happening now. We are bringing that more, that feminine value, and bringing that aspect of the feminine in men and women. But
because
also,
for a while, women try to desperately take control of their life, and they thought, okay, I better become a man.
Yes.
like men. So they lost
control,
the inner beauty, the inner powers. And you are saying, well, actually, you could just be yourself.
Just be yourself and relax. I think for me, I come from a corporate environment. I come from the IT programmer background as well. So I was very much in a male-dominated environment. I love technology. But my motto is like, I mean, you can be both. You can be rational and intuitive. And I think you just need to be able to tap into that authentic power that is like, for female, is also that state of being aligned. You don't need anything else externally. We tend to look for external approval or for external support in a male. But you can get that inside yourself. And then from that place,
bring the stardust out.
Yeah, you bring the stardust. So then you are not in a needy place. You are actually in a state of receiving, receptive, magnetic. Women, if they tap into that joy, that pleasure, they are magnetic by nature. So I think why do we made ourselves life so hard is because we needed to learn lessons. So same with the energy, in the masculine energy, or what's happening in the world, all these suppressed emotions are coming out. Why every now and then you hear women going together, speaking about abuse. Men also want to talk about that emotion that is repressed. So it's not only, but if women don't do it because it's their natural state, how are you going to support men to open their heart and be vulnerable? So for me, being vulnerable and show everyone who you are, speaking your truth, speaking your pains, your joys, and being open, because at the end of the day, we are all one. We all suffer, or we all experience similar things, and the more we open, the more we see that you and I, we are the same. We come from different countries, but we just want love. I travel all over the world.
We're not coming from different countries. We are coming from stardust.
Exactly.
And what we are doing,
right.
we
remember that.
We are what we are doing. We are delivering stardust. So each time somebody is coming, asking me where you are coming from, I'm telling them the truth, but they don't believe me. I say I'm coming from stardust. And oh, come on. And I'm telling them, but just remember, every single atom in your body is coming from a different star. Even gold, for example, which most people think is a natural resource to Earth, and it is nothing to do with Earth, is coming from stardust. So there are a lot of scientific facts that can prove, that thousands of them actually, that can prove that you are stardust.
Yes.
And Moni, you are stardust.
Yes.
I have another question for you. I know you are very busy and we have a limited time. But I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing your journey and knowing how much how comfortable you are within your own purpose as you become your purpose. Do you think that there is hope for poverty to be replaced with prosperity? Do you think that having a woman leader, let's say Oprah,
yes,
could change the way people look at this planet and understand that what we have, we borrowed from our children, is not for us to destroy? Do you think there is hope for women to change the way we consume our lives? Instead of consuming lives, we could enhance our lives and make it better, becoming kind again? Do you think it's possible?
Yeah, my ultimate dream is paradise on earth, which means balance and harmony everywhere. So how do you achieve that? It comes, someone told me 1 year ago, exactly, she told me, if you think you can change the world, good luck. And it's like, I'm not going to change it myself. We will, collectively. But it starts by taking back your power. So if I don't stand up and speak my truth and more people speak their truth, no, we will have other people ruling the world. But if we eventually, I was always very sensitive, very shy, and I didn't want to speak up. But then, you know, once you realize who you are, you come from the stars, you take back your warrior power, then yes, if we take responsibility for our life, we become our authentic self, we become that powerful. But power doesn't mean, you know, pushing. It means power with love. So if we connect with that, abundant
I think what you are saying is that once you embrace your truth, you become your inner teacher.
Yes.
So in reality, what that means, you find your inner peace.
Yes.
You become at peace with yourself, because there is an old story that has happened 2,000 years ago when we are still celebrating that moment back in history throughout the centuries. The marathon. So the Greek soldier who was running, he was wounded, but he had to deliver a message.
Yes.
It was good news. So this soldier, Greek soldier, ran all the way from Marathon to Athens to deliver the good news. So he was wounded. He got very little energy left, but yet he knew he had to deliver the good news, the message. The good news was, the war is over. So we are here to tell our audience, the war is over.
Yeah.
The war is over. Embrace your truth. It is your inner peace that is going to change the world. Thank you. Moni, Moni, you are stardust. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Marina.
Thank you.
Thank you.